remember once I was in class, because I had my own specific bully. That's the thing. Like, this guy was a bully to lots of people, but me specifically, and my black friend as well. Till now, I still hate myself at that moment. When I was younger, I went to boarding school in Switzerland, and I think I was like 12. I think I was 12 when I first went there, 12 or 13, something like that. And most of my friends were white, but honestly, there were people from so many different places. We had Chinese, we had people from Asia, we had Chinese people, Japanese people, Korean people. We had some Middle Eastern people, you know, Saudi Arabian, people from those areas. And then we also had like a bunch of European people. Was it Spanish? There were so many Russians when I was there, at least. Germans, like so many different nationalities, right? And then obviously we had the Africans, which were mostly Nigerians. I think it was all Nigerians, actually. We were the minority though, because there were like barely any of us. There were like, I think when I was there, like 5 or maybe 4 even. And like obviously when you're going to a school with kids who are so young, especially coming from places like Europe, the racism is intense. And because, you know, you're so young, you just think it's jokes, but like you don't realize how it's affecting you as you grow older. So I had a friend then, I'm not gonna say her name, but I had a friend then. She was Nigerian, like I said, and we were in the same class. Like the other Nigerians, they were in the class above, but me and her, we were in basically every class together. And I remember they used to say the most terrible things to us. Like, I think I realized a lot of my friends were racist when we get in fights. Because like we get in fights and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, you're black. At first I'd just be confused. I'd be like, why are they saying that like it's an insult? And then that's when it hits you. It's like the fact that you're even using this in an argument against me. And I only thought about it like this a couple of years after. But the fact that you're even using this in an argument against me shows that you think there's something wrong with being black, because you think you're using it as an insult. Like if I'm to fight with one of my white friends, the reason I don't bring up their race isn't because I'm not racist. I'm not racist, but the reason I don't bring it up is because it doesn't come to my mind, because it's not an insult to me. You get me? So to them, they clearly saw it as an insult. They saw it as a negative thing. So they'd be like, you're black. Sometimes they call me black. I don't know if I can swear, but they call me like black shit. They call me the N-word all day. They call me it with a hard R. And remember once I was in class, because I had my own specific bully. That's the thing. Like this guy was a bully to lots of people, but me specifically, and my black friend as well. Because I went to school with my natural hair once. So that was my fault, because I didn't take care of it. I was young and it was relaxed and it wasn't good, but I didn't want to braid it. I just wanted to go with my natural hair. And he was like, every day he'd tell me, your hair's messed up, your hair's messed up. And I didn't care, obviously, because I was a kid. But I remember as I got older, got to a point I never let anybody see my natural hair ever. I think it was like how many, like maybe even 5 or 6 years. I never let anybody ever see my natural hair. And the bully said something to me once. He said African hair is disgusting. And obviously like I knew he thought it, but I was like, okay, like whatever. And then he said, it's the way he was telling me. He was saying like, oh, like, you know it's disgusting, like don't lie to yourself. Like, and I was like, no, that's not the case. I actually genuinely did not think it was. But you know, as they keep telling you these things, as you get older, you start to think these things. There was another time that one of my friends that I genuinely saw as a friend, he was from Spain, he was white, and there was this guy who said he liked me, but it might have been a joke, I don't know. The guy was Russian, and then my Spanish friend was like, how could he like a nigger? Like, that's how he said it to me, and what was crazy was I was so damaged at the time from all the racism that I just took it. I was just like, I actually don't know why he liked, or I actually acted like, you know, like I actually don't get why he would like me, like there was no reason to like a black person. And it's so crazy because it actually made me think that like they were right. Not even that they were superior, but just that it was a fact that, you know, black people were below white people. And I never saw it like that. And it just makes you think, like, a lot of these white people, do they just have racism? Like, I genuinely started to think, as I'm older now I think that maybe a lot of white people, not all, but a lot of white people genuinely are just born with racism, because it didn't make sense to me. Because when I was younger, I'd see white people on TV, I'd meet white people in person, and I never felt any form of distaste for them or anything. There were so many nationalities, so many, but it was only us that they really, really used to hate on. Like, everybody had different accents, right? But it was only our accent that they would say that was weird, or our language when we'd speak that they say was weird. But everybody else, you know, everybody had their own accent. Like I said, there were people from Asia, so many places, but you know, all those other people, they're exotic. Us were weird. It just shows like everything that comes from Africa or black culture in general, other races will just hate on. You know, so anyways, as I got older, I didn't realize all the things that they were like. It just got to a point that I started like just joking with them. If you can't beat them, join, and that was my mindset. So every time they used to make fun of me, I just used to make fun of myself with it. And I think I still do that today, actually, just because of that. But I remember they would like say the N-word and stuff, and I just laugh. They'd ask me like, they'd be like, oh yeah, like, so that, because like, you know, like when things like this happen, you want to be the cool black girl, you want to be the black girl that's chill and not sensitive. But now it's different. Like, obviously now I'm more educated. I went to boarding school in the US as well. Again, going to America, it made me realize that I think a lot of white people just cannot help but be racist. Even if they don't openly think, because in America, that's the thing, they were racist, but they were just low-key. That's the thing, I would hear the things that they say behind our backs. I heard about this one kid, he said, I don't want to name some of these people by name, but nah. I remember this one kid, he said, what have black people done for American society rather than complain about the rights they don't have? And I was like, is this really how these people think? There was another girl that said something like she said something to my friend who was Filipino, and she told me, the girl that said it, she was white obviously, and she was like, let's be honest, like, don't you like kind of really hate black people sometimes or something like that? And I was like, it's just so sad, because when I went to my other school, at least they were really, really racist because they didn't have a lot of black people around them. It's not right, obviously, it's disgusting, but still, at least they have a reason. But when I went to my school in America, it was crazy to me because there were black, obviously, there are African Americans in America. There's so many nationalities in America. There's no reason to be racist, but they were. And it just makes me think, like, I always used to ask myself, even till this day, I still ask myself, what is it about black people that makes people hate us so much, or other races hate us so much? I genuinely do not understand. So now I'm genuinely asking the question. I don't know what it is about the black race in specific that makes everybody just hate on them so much. Because I faced racism from Asians, not in America, but in my school in Switzerland, from Asians, from Arabs, from the white people, obviously, from just everybody. And I was like, fam, like even like my Indian friend once, like she once said something to me, which is crazy to me because she's brown, right? She's not black, but she's brown. And then she was, and I think we got in a fight, and then she also said the black thing. She just said, oh yeah, you're black or something. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? And it just shows like they genuinely see something wrong with it. And my white friend, my Spanish friend who said the comment about how can he like a nigga or whatever, he said he uses the N-word a lot till now. Now keep in mind, this is post George Floyd, this is post the whole Black Lives Matter movement going wild in 2020. This is post all of that, and he's still using the N-word. And I hate myself for this till now. I still hate myself for that moment. This is my story.